So in today's episode, we are going to talk about the risk. Sino ba yung mga may red flags? Sino ba yung hindi safe mag-travel? And what are the things that you can do to protect your immigration status? Okay? So hello to everyone watching. Hello to our friends from Texas, of course. From Colorado, we have an office in Broomfield. From California, and from mga kababayan natin all over the United States. So, ayan po. I'm going to do a short presentation. Nag-prepare ako ng PowerPoint so we can all read and pwede niyong screenshot. Okay po. Before we start, I want to say na this is not a substitute for yung substitute sa actual consultation with your immigration lawyer. This is for educational purposes only. And I want to share something. Ayan. Kaya, oops, sorry. Mayroong mga kaganapan recently that I want to show. And this prompted this presentation or video. Okay, hold on just one second. Ayan. Ito po Okay. Hold on just one second. We're having technical difficulty. Ayan.
Bystanders capturing that arrest on camera. An SFO spokesperson does say this is not related to ICE agents starting to assist TSA workers at some airports. For more on this arrest at SFO, we want to go to Fox 2's Jana Katsuyama, who's live in Oakland for us tonight with the latest. And Jana, this video has been getting a lot of attention and a lot of backlash.
There has been a huge outcry, Shauna. We talked to not only the spokesperson for SFO, but also we were receiving comments from San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie, from former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and other members of Congress about this. As you know, the Bay Area, San Francisco, is a sanctuary city. So you did see police who were not participating. They were standing back away from this incident. They said they got a 911 call, but this has certainly been a big issue for many people here in the communities. And the mayor says that it was very disturbing to see this video. A video posted online shows a woman crying out as two men tried to detain her in San Francisco International Airport's Domestic Terminal 3 near the E-Gate concourse. A person who recorded video and posted it on social media with the tag ICE Out is asking the two men to show their badges as they appear to handcuff the woman. Witnesses on social media claim the woman was with her daughter, and a child is seen appearing in distress as she watches the clash. San Francisco police have an airport bureau. They tell us the incident happened around 10 p.m. Sunday. Police received a 911 call and then learned the incident involved federal immigration officials.
Ayan po. So, nakita nyo how the ICE agents arrested itong isang immigrant na nasa airport. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that. So for our episode today, mga kababayan, pag-uusapan natin kung safe ka bang mag-travel. Sino ba ang safe at hindi safe? And I'm going to do a short video or a short PowerPoint presentation, okay? Hold on just 1 second. I'm trying to maneuver all of this technology. Yan. Continue to share. Yes. Okay. All right. So this presentation is brought to you by E. Antonio Bordeaux, PLLC. Kami po ay immigration lawyer based in Broomfield and in Texas. And my name is Attorney Elaine Antonio Bordeaux. Para dun sa mga hindi nakakakilala, I've been serving the immigrant communities since 2008. So, a member in good standing of the New York Bar and a member in good standing of the American Immigration Lawyers Association. Ayan. So, importante po ang topic natin ngayon, are you safe to travel? Okay. Now, may mga safe to travel. When we say safe, and we're talking about immigration talk, diba? Immigration in the context of what's happening right now sa immigration. As you know, marami po mga ICE agents, merong matinding enforcement, federal enforcement on immigration, kaya napaka-relevant po ng ating usapan. Disclaimer po, this presentation is for general information only and does not constitute legal advice. Now, immigration laws and policies may change and vary based on individual circumstances. You should consult with a qualified immigration attorney for advice specific to your case. Okay po? All right, so number 1 question. Sino ba ang safe and sino ba ang hindi? Okay. So for our discussion today, and this is in the immigration context, who should avoid traveling at this time? Ayan, may mga panahon na you can travel, you know, even if you're unsure with your immigration status within the United States. But definitely that is not the time right now. Okay? So, sino ba yung dapat mag-avoid? You should avoid traveling at this time. Number 1, those with pending immigration application without advance parole. Okay, so if you have pending applications, so say an adjustment application, traveling outside of the United States without an advance parole can end or terminate your application. So, advance parole is applied and secured if you only have a non-immigrant visa or non-immigrant visa application pending. Okay, so kung meron kang adjustment of status pending at wala kang advance parole, if you leave the United States, you know, that can negatively affect your application. Pangalawa, ito, yung mga unlawfully present in the US. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng unlawful presence? Ito po yung wala ng status. Okay? Napaso na. Ayan. O yung may mga prior violations. Okay? Number 3, as you can see on my screen, those with criminal record, yung may mga criminal history, yung may arrest, may conviction, and even with those with dismissal. Okay? Kasi when you travel, red flag po yan. You can be subjected to a secondary inspection. And depending on your criminal history, kung ikaw ay permanent resident, you can be placed in removal or deportation. Okay? Now, if you are an American citizen, US citizen ka na, you're safe naman. And even when you are a green card holder, safe ka naman. Ito po yung pinag-uusapan natin, yung dapat, you know, nasa risk ka, may red flag sa immigration. And at this moment, makukonsider kang delikadong mag-travel, right? Okay. Those with criminal records, ayan, even minor records. Yan. So, If you have this, my advice is to talk to an immigration lawyer before you travel. Okay, it doesn't have to be me. Check with the American Immigration Lawyers Association o kaya yung local bar ninyo. That's the best thing to do before you do anything. Okay? Ayan. So, criminal history. Some criminal history or some criminal cases can lead to removal, even if you're already a permanent resident. Okay? Kahit green card holder ka na. Kahit matagal na yung criminal record mo, kahit na-dismiss pa. At this time, pwede kang masubject sa secondary inspection. So you have to be careful. Okay? Those with pending removal or deportation cases, yung mga nasa deportation cases po, removal cases. Yan. Yung may mga visa overstay or unauthorized work. Di ba ang authorized work is a violation of your immigration status? Yung overstaying also. So, kasama po kayo dito. And if you're not sure about your immigration status, ano ba ako, legal ba ako, hindi ba ako illegal? Siguro, hindi po muna mag-travel at this time. Okay? So, these are the people who should avoid traveling at this time. All right. Ito po ay sinasagot ko yung mga tanong sa akin kasi ang dami kong natatanggap. Attorney, safe ba ako mag-travel? Can I travel? Can I travel? So, ito po. Yan. All right? Okay. So, kung may pending immigration application without advance parole, if you are unlawfully present, yan. Criminal records, even minor criminal history, yung may mga pending removal or deportation case, if you have overstayed your visa or you worked without authorization, and if you're uncertain with your immigration status. All right. What are the common risks at ports of entry? Meron pong tinatawag na secondary inspection and detailed questioning. So if you're gonna go to the port of entry and then they ask you, okay, what are we gonna, what, like yung mga usual questions, diba? Na, what did you do? What was your purpose in your travel? What are you gonna do? And then all of a sudden, an officer will come to you and say, ma'am, can we go to this office and can you follow me? And then dun sa questioning na yon, mas detailed ang questioning, okay? Number 2, phone and social media searches. Now they do this. Support of entry. They can ask for your phone and they will ask for your phone and they will do your social media searches. Okay? So yung mga hindi dapat magtrabaho na nagpo-post ng mga nagtatrabaho, yung mga out of status na sa Amerika na nagpo-post ng mga mga, things that are happening in their lives in the United States. Yan. So they are searching and, ito po yung mga risk at ports of entry. They can also review your immigration history. So if you had an application that had been denied, yan. So kung may mga na-deny na application, kung meron kang pending applications, or if you have overstayed your status. Yan. So tourist ka and then nag-overstay. I was watching a video the other day and the woman is from the Caribbean. And she went with her friend to, they're going to travel by air. Tapos nahinto siya sa airport. She was going through the process. And then they found na yung kanyang ID is not a legit ID. It's a fake ID. And she has overstayed her visa for what? For 10 years. Yan. Tapos sasakay siya sa eroplano dadaan siya sa sa inspection, and napaka-risky, 'di ba? So why would you do that? And then what happened was this, the worst part is they found out she has overstayed her visa for 10 years. So wala siyang status. And then she called her husband. So yung mister niya dumating, the husband arrived. They also checked the husband. And the husband turned out to be, nag-overstay na rin ng kanyang visa. So pareho silang na-place sa removal. 'Di ba? Yan. They can review your immigration history. So kung meron kang past immigration application that has been denied, if you have submitted an adjustment of status application that has been denied, or if you have a pending application, ayan. Okay. So they will see that. So ang risk, it can be a denial of entry or removal proceeding. So you can be denied entry if you're coming to the United States, or if they check your status and if you have a problem with your immigration status, you can be placed in removal. And you can also be signing documents without full understanding. Minsan kasi kapag na interview ka or na-inspect ka, sa sobrang nervyos di ba? So you can be signing documents without full understanding. So these are the common risks at the ports of entry. Okay. Now, what are the red flags? So if you're trying to re-enter naman, of course, kung ikaw ay US citizen, I think it's okay sa panahon ngayon. You have your proof of citizenship with your passport. Yan. So I don't think you will have a problem, okay? Relating to immigration, ha? Pero of course, kung meron nga mga ibang problema, like yung mga criminal case and everything, it's a different story. Okay, so pinag-uusapan lang natin ngayon ay immigration. Okay, so what are the red flags that may affect re-entry? All right, so ito yung mga red flags. Past visa overstay. Ayan, so if you're trying to re-enter, meron ka mga overstay, most likely, of course, this is going to be an issue, okay? Unauthorized employment. Yan, you know what? May mga tao po na they come here on a non-immigrant tourist visa and then they work under the table. Ayan. Yun po ay unauthorized employment. And you know what? When you re-enter, so kung meron kang tourist visa, you enter, you know what? You can be chosen, you can be picked dun sa random inspection, di ba? Yung mga maraming nahuhuli dyan, pag in-inspect yung gamit, may mga fake social security cards, mga documentation for working. Ayan. So, huwag niyo pong gawin yan. And ang mapapayo ko, don't present any fake documents. Okay. Doon sa story yung sinasabi ko kanina, na yung isang lady from Jamaica, I think she's from Jamaica or the Caribbean. I'm so sorry if she's not from Jamaica. You know what? She presented an ID. Di ba ngayon may real ID na? So she presented an ID. They ran the ID and the ID cannot be located. Okay, so what does it mean for the inspectors, for the agents? Ang ibig sabihin nun, fake yung ID. So sabi niya, how can that be fake? That's me. That's my name. That's my information. Yeah, that's you. But then the agency issuing the ID is not legit. And then eventually she said, well, I went to this agency and then I gave them my passport and then they gave me this ID. Okay? So may mga agencies kasi dyan di ba? Na gumagawa ng mga ganong ID. So don't do that and don't present that to immigration. Okay? Alright, so dun sa mga permanent residents naman, frequent or long travel outside the United States. So if you have traveled um, more than 6 months, yan, it can trigger a questioning. Kung permanent resident ka, and if you have traveled, if you have stayed outside of the United States for more than 6 months, when you re-enter, that can trigger a questioning. Or, if you stayed for 1 year and more, meron pong tinatawag na abandonment. So that can be a ground for immigration to say, are you really a resident of the United States? Yan. Kasi if you're a permanent resident of the US, di ba, residente ka, dito ka nakatira. So if you're frequently out of the United States, or if you're traveling for a long period of time outside of the US, and you do not have a re-entry permit is what we call it, you can be subjected sa questioning. Ayan. So ano ang solusyon? If you're a permanent resident and you say, okay, I have to take care of some things sa Philippines. So merong pong mag-aaral, merong may trabaho, or merong, something happen in the family, you have to take care of something and that will require your absence for a year or more. Ayan. What should you do? You have to apply for what you call re-entry permit. Yung re-entry permit will protect your immigration status. Okay? So you don't lose your permanent residence. So sa panahon ngayon, if you've been away for 6 months, for more than 6 months, and then magre-re-entry ka, you can be questioned. And if for a year or more, meron pong abandonment. So, ang solusyon is file a re-entry. Kailangan pagplanuhan, file a re-entry. Okay. And that's something that you can do to protect your immigration status. Okay, another thing. Ito naman yung re-entering the US, ano? Yung mga inconsistent statements at the entry. Kung ano-ano mga sinasabi. Right? So, magbabakasyon ka ba? O are you going to go to school? Ano ba talaga? Yan, napapagdudahan ng immigration officer. Okay? So, this is very common dun sa mga holders ng tourist visa na this is a non-immigrant visa and you're not allowed to work. Tapos pabalik-balik sila dito sa Amerika and they stay for 6 months, di ba? Or mahaba yung stay nila and then babalik ng Philippines for a very short period of time and then papasok na naman. So, yan. Red flag na yan. Okay? Nagtatrabaho ka ba dito sa Amerika because you're not allowed to work. That is an authorized work if you only have a tourist visa. Okay? Next one. Criminal history or arrest. Meron ka bang criminal history? Kung permanent resident ka, red flag po yan. Pwede nilang i-review itong criminal history na to. And kung pasok siya dun sa mga inadmissibility, yung mga cases na grounds for deportation, pwede kang ma-place sa deportation or removal. Okay? So, yun po yung red flag. Okay. I want to say hello to everyone po watching right now. Thank you for being here and thank you for watching. And please like, subscribe to my channels, and then share this to your friends para po makatulong din tayo sa information na ito. Okay? Red flags. Yung may misrepresentation or fraud. Lalo na ngayon, tinitignan talaga nila yung Facebook nyo, yung social media nyo. I'm just going to have a vacation, tapos may boyfriend ka na pinupost mo doon, na American citizen. Ayan, are you really going to have a vacation? Or when you get here, magpapakasal na kayo ng yung boyfriend, ng yung fiancé, 'di ba? Yung nag-post ng engagement, tapos papasok ka sa tourist, pag na-check ng immigration yung social media, So, misrepresentation, okay? Conflicting documents or messages. Yeah, ano ba talaga ang purpose mo, right? Coming to the United States. Okay, so these are the red flags. All right. Travel considerations for green card and visa holders. Okay, so hindi po ito para sa mga US citizens. And I will encourage you, kung kayo po ay qualified na to become a US citizen, ay mag-citizenship na pa kayo. Sa susunod na episode natin, I will do an immigration talk dun sa mga kabataan for the derivative citizens, US citizens. Ito po yung mga kabataan na naging US citizen yung magulang. Maraming katanungan din yan, so I'm gonna talk about that. Okay. Kung green card holder, avoid trips over 6 months. I talk about this. Yan. So, red flag po yan. Pagpasok nyo, sabihin, ikaw ba ay sa US nakatira o sa Pilipinas pa? Lagi ka nasa Philippines. So, anong solusyon mo? Kung talagang gusto mong mag-US citizen ka na, para hindi ka na sa subject sa ganitong mga katanungan. Trips over 1 year may be abandonment. Ayan. And if you did not apply for your re-entry permit. Re-entry permit, you can do this, do it before you leave. So talk to an immigration on re-entry permit or application before you leave. Kung alam mo na you will be spending over 1 year in the Philippines. Okay? Kasi pag kinonsider nila na you abandoned it, pwede ka ring malagay sa removal or you may be refused re-entry. Ayan. Maintain ties to the United States. Taxes. Magbayad ka ng taxes, mag-file ng taxes, your house, your address, trabaho. So you're maintaining your ties to the US. Visa holders must maintain valid status. Yung mga non-immigrant visa holders, dapat po valid status. Dahil pag nag-overstay kayo, may mga consequence po yan. Okay? And then if you leave, when you re-enter, you can be subjected sa bar. Okay? So, make sure you maintain valid immigration status. For non-immigrant status naman, yung mga non-immigrant visa holders like yung mga student visa, mga tourist visa, you have to prove non-immigrant intent. So may assumption sila, 'di ba, na when you're applying for a non-immigrant visa na ikaw ay pupunta sa US to stay. So you have to prove non-immigrant intent, meaning your ties in the Philippines or your country of origin. And carry your supporting documents. So if you're a green card holder, of course, your green card, your passport, yan. Okay? Yan po. So these are the travel considerations. Now, leaving the United States, wala pong problema if you're a green card holder. For as long as returning to the US, you can present your green card. Kasi you will have a problem if you don't have your green card. So, kailangan meron ka nun to come back to the United States. Okay? Uh, and so, before you travel, make sure na you have your supporting documents. Okay? And now, I just want to share this, yung may criminal history na talagang hindi makapagbiyahe. Na hindi talaga, well, this happened before all of this. Yung name niya ay laging napapasama sa secondary inspection. So, meron na siya nakahandang mga documents proving na hindi siya yun. Okay, but unfortunately, for some people, may mga kapangalan, yan. And yun yung nasa risk of secondary inspection as well. So at this time, if you're a green card holder and you have a criminal history, whether it's a minor criminal history, I don't advise you to travel. And if you really, really, really have to travel, consult an immigration lawyer, bring your documentation. So what happened to the case? Na-dismiss ba? Ano ba yung disposition? Because I'm very, very certain that you will be subjected to a secondary inspection. Okay? All right. So, given all of this, given everything that's happening to immigration right now, ang tanong natin is, our question is how to protect your immigration status. I want to say hello to our friends and clients and friends from Mississippi, Louisiana, all over the US. Okay. All right. So, how do you protect your immigration status? So, consult an immigration lawyer before you travel. That's number one. There are so many good immigration lawyers. Now, check with the American Immigration Lawyers Association or the local bar. Yan. It doesn't have to be me, but you can also contact me. Okay, so number two, if you're so we're talking about green card holders here, okay? Now, if you have a pending application, say application for adjustment of status, to yung common kung nag-change ka from non-immigrant to green card, submit an application and get an advance parole before you travel. Kasi if you leave the United States, mag-end na yung yung application mo. Tapos hindi ka na makapasok, mag-trigger pa ng kung ano-anong issues. Okay? So say for instance, nakapag-asawa, nag-apply ng adjustment of status, and then akala na nila, naku, we're married, may pending application, may receipt ng immigration, mag-honeymoon sa ibang lugar. So, sobrang excited, nagpunta sa Europe, kung saan na nagpunta. Now, she's trying to re-enter the US. Sabi niya, meron na naman akong pending application, blah, 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 blah. But you did not get an advance parole. Yan, that's a problem. Okay? You will be refused entry. Or if you're a permanent resident naman, if you're traveling and you know that you will be gone for a year or more, ay mag-re-entry ka na, re-entry permit application before you leave. Okay? And that will protect your immigration status. Another thing for the permanent residents and non-immigrant visa holders, ensure that your passport is valid. Okay? And that your green card is valid. You can find, of course, your green card's expiration, diba? So number one is before it ends, you can renew it. So it's called a renewal of your permanent residence. The form is I-90. And then, pwede din naman as an option kung pwede ka na, eligible ka na for naturalization or citizenship, then you file na for naturalization. Okay? So, that's an option for you. Yung iba, gusto na nilang maging citizen para wala na itong mga hassle na to. And then, pwede silang in and out. And you don't have to renew your green card. Okay? So, ayan. So, option mo is to renew before the expiration or to apply for citizenship kung qualified ka na. Hi everyone! Everybody's watching na pala. I'm not even looking. Hello to our friends. 1 minute, 1 second. Hello to our friends from Texas. Mark Sampello, of course, of Pace. Eleanor DeMero is my cousin from South Carolina. Everyone watching right now, to my clients and friends, hello po. And welcome to Attorney E Immigration Lawyer. We're talking about, are you safe to travel at this time? Okay? And how can you protect your immigration status? Now, carry USCIS receipts and documents. If you have a pending application, once you submit your application, they send you a receipt. If you have a lawyer and you did not get that, talk to your attorney and say, hey, I need my receipts. Okay? If you have a green card, you have your green card with you. Tapos keep a copy of all of this kasi kung mawala. Okay? Next, bring employment or school verification. You know what? At this time, diba, masyadong masalimuot ang immigration. Hi, Miss Hannah. Thank you for watching. And you have to be, just be prepared. Okay. And if you're here for a work visa, then bring employment, or if you're in school, school verification, make all of these numbers available. Okay. All right. Next, avoid travel with legal or immigration risk. Earlier, we talked about the red flags, di ba? And yung mga risk at the ports of entry. You know what? It's not only by plane. Like yung mga borders natin, you know, you can get inspected. You can get inspected, and they will ask you for your immigration status. If you are not a U.S. citizen at the border, automatically they're going to ask you to produce your green card. And they even will check it. Okay. So they're going to subject you to inspection. So there's sa mga borders, especially here in Texas, we can just cross to Mexico. There's so many good things, you can really, there's so many good places to see. Yon. So just be prepared if you're gonna do that. Of course, if you're traveling by air, di ba right now, they sent ICE agents to help the TSA daw. Yan. Okay, so next is be honest and consistent at all times. Dito po papasok yung sinasabi ko na don't present any fake documentation. Oh my goodness. Don't have it with you, right? Kasi lalo na sa airport, check nila yung sa port of entry. They will check that. And yung real, if you're not in the system, the assumption is that the ID is not real, not legit. Okay? So we have to, so I tell everyone na, na don't do that. Okay, I think I lost the presentation. Hold on just 1 second. Let me go back to this. Okay. As you know, I'm a one-woman team. Thank you for your patience, mga kababayan. Ayan. Continue to share. All right, so be honest with be honest and consistent at all times. Okay? Now, meron tayong isang topic which is a different topic. It's about your rights when you're approached by an immigration officer. So, meron ka ring right to be silent. Yan. Pwedeng wag ka sumagot. Kung gusto mo ng abogado, you can do that. But the worst thing about this is yung magpo-provide kayo ng mga information that are not real. So, papasok po yung misrepresentation, yung fraud, and all of that. So, you can be silent as your right, diba? Right to be silent, constitutional right. And that's something you can do. But it's gonna be covered by another topic. Okay? So, hold on po, ah. Ayan. Okay, so that's the end of our talk. All right, so let's go back, especially for people who just got in. We talk about who should avoid traveling at this time, especially may mga criminal. Eto pag if you're a citizen naman, okay naman, di ba? No problem. However, if you're a permanent resident, non-immigrant visa holder, meaning yung mga tourist visa, student visa, yung mga overstay, unlawfully present, alam mo naman po yon. How do you know, di ba? Ngayon, di na nagbibigay ng I-94. You can check your I-94, go online. Online I-94, and then you can get your electronic I-94. Huwag kayong magpa-overstay. Kasi, pag mag-overstay, but you know what? As I say this is for general and informational purposes only. Hindi po ito legal advice. So consult with an immigration lawyer kung nag-overstay na kayo. Because if you leave, pwedeng sa re-entry po matitrigger yung bars. So it's very like, I'm not saying it's very complicated, but it is complicated. So consult an immigration lawyer. Pero ito po yung may mga risk at traveling. Right now, pending immigration application, unlawfully present with prior violations, criminal record, even minor, pending removal or deportation, visa overstay, or unauthorized work, and uncertain. You don't know, legal ba ako, hindi ba ako legal? Out of status na ba ako, and you're uncertain of your immigration status. Okay. Now, mga common risk at port of entries. Ito yung you can be placed at secondary inspection and detailed questioning, phone and social media searches. Yan. So, you can see this, may mga shows, di ba, yung Homeland Security. Actually, do sa smuggling, or I think that was it, yung people who are entering the US, and then they even search the phone. And social media searches right now, they can review your immigration history, and they can deny or refuse. Yan. Okay? Red flags. We talk about this. You can take a picture, share this to your friends. Sa panahon ngayon. And then how do you protect your immigration status? If you're only a permanent resident or non-visa holder, non-immigrant visa holders, okay? Syempre, pag US citizens na, no worries na, di ba? Pero hindi ka rin safe when you're coming in kasi it can be other things. Kung meron kang, so it's maybe not immigration related, but you know, if you're coming in and you have this criminal records, then of course, you know, but we're only talking about this sa context ng immigration. So permanent residents, to protect it, if you think you're going to be out of the country for a year or more, mag-file ka ng re-entry permit. Kung non-immigrant ka naman, you have a pending application, or like say you're a T visa holder, or and you want to visit your family, or you want to go back to, you know, go outside of the US, mag-file ka ng advance parole, okay? Para you can protect your immigration status. What happens if you don't do that? You can lose your status, or you can, kung hindi ka pwedeng mag-travel in and out, or you can be refused. Sayang naman. Alright? Yan po. And if you would like to schedule a consultation with me, mag-text kayo 713-315-7793 or mag-email eb@eboardlaw.com. I'm just gonna go over this and see. Okay. All right. Okay, if you have any questions, I'll hang in here for maybe a minute, or you can message me and I'll answer. And then for those yung ibang questions dito na hindi po related, we can just, you know, you can email me. Okay po? So, yan po ang ating usapan for today. Yan. Ako po si Attorney Elaine Antonio Bordeaux, and I want to thank everyone for being here, for watching. Please like po and then share this to your friends. And if they want to have a consultation with me, mag-text po kayo sa 713-315-7793 or mag-email eb@eboardlaw.com. Ayan po. Be safe po, everyone, and thank you so much. And God bless po. Mabuhay po tayong lahat. Bye-bye.